Hey everybody, we are ready for round number 2 tee times for the Sony Open in Hawaii. Round 1 is suspended due to darkness. We have a few tee times still left to play, a couple holes. 2 to play 1 hole and 1 to play 2 holes. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to start off the round at 11:10 a.m. Central Time is CT Pan, Justin Lauer, and Vince Whaley. That is on hole 1. On hole 10, we have Nate Lashley, David Lipsky, and Matt Meisner. Hole 1 at 11:20 is Sam Ryder, Harry Higgs, and Grayson Sigg. On hole 10 is K.H. Lee, Joel Damon, and Ben Martin. At 11:30 a.m. Central Time, Brendan Todd, Aaron Baddeley, Sean Kim. On hole 10 is Ben Coles, Will Gordon, and Chandler Phillips. At 11:40 a.m. Central Time, at hole 1 is Rafael Campos, Lucas Lever, and Gary Woodland, while on hole 10 is Maverick McNeely, Matt McCarty, and Billy Horschel. On 11:50, hole 1, Patton Kizzire, Davis Thompson, and Cam Davis, while hole 10 is Hideki Matsuyama, Sahith Theegala, and Russell Henley. 12 p.m. is Emiliano Grillo, Matt Kuchar, and Zach Johnson, while hole 10 is Nick Taylor, Sepp Straka, and Corey Connors. 12:10 p.m. is Lee Hodges, Kurt Kitayama, and Adam Svensson, while on hole 10 we have Bryce Garnett and Tom Hoge. 12:20 p.m. Chad Ramey, Ryan Palmer, and Matty Schmid lead off the 12:20 p.m. on hole 1, while hole 10 is Michael Kim, Ben Silverman, and Joe Highsmith. 12:30 p.m. hole 1 we have Frankie Capon the third, Aldrich Potgeider, and the amateur Luke Clanton. 12:30 p.m. is Taylor Montgomery, Takumi Kanaya, and Jesper Svensson, while on hole number 1 at 12:40 p.m. is Kevin Roy, Kevin Velo, and R.J. Mankey. 12:40 p.m. on hole 10 is Tim Wilding, Kaito Onishi, and Yuta Sugiura. 12:50 p.m. on hole 1 is Trevor Cohn, Ricky Castillo, and Gavin Cohen, while on 12:50 p.m. on hole 10 is William Moe, Cristobal del Solar, and Tyler Laurie, the amateur. 1 p.m. Central on hole 1 is Noah Goodwin, Stephen Fisk, and Heinze Harada, while on hole 10 is Isaiah Salenda, John Pak, and Mayo Matsuyama, the amateur. 3:50 p.m. on hole 1 is Harris English, Keith Mitchell, and Adam Hadwin, while on hole 10 is Henrik Norlander, Rico Hoey, and David Stens. At 4 p.m. Central Time on hole 1 is James Hahn, Andrew Novak, and Sam Stevens. On hole 10 is Andrew Putnam, Doug Gem, and Carson Young. Hole 1 at 4:10 is Kevin Streelman, Patrick Rogers, and Mark Hubbard, while on hole 10 is Thomas Dietrich, Ben Griffin, and Patrick Fishburne. Hole 1, 4:20 p.m. is Austin Eckroat, Nick Dunlap, and Robert McIntyre, while on hole 10 is Taylor Moore, Mackenzie Hughes, and Webb Simpson. 4:30 p.m. Central on hole 1 is Keegan Bradley, Tom Kem, and Brian Harmon, while Harry Hall, Seamus Power, and Brant Snedeker tee off on hole 10. Hole 1 is Taylor Pendrith, Chris Kirk, and Bjorn Hanaan, while Stephen Gator, Luke List, and Adam Schenk tee off on hole 10 at about 4:40 tee time. 4:50 p.m. on hole 1, Nico Echeverria, JT Poston, and Siwoo Kim, while Chris Gotterup, Peter Monati, and Camilo Villegas tee up on hole 10. 5 p.m. Central on hole 1 is Bud Cauley, Eric Cole, and Jacob Bridgman, while on hole 10 is Eric Van Ruin, Vincent Norman, and Nick Hardy. Hole 1 at 5:10 is Charlie Hoffman, Jenny McCarthy, and Alice Smalley, while J.J. Spahn, Daniel Berger, and Ryo Hisatsuni tee us off on hole 10. Max McGreevy, Quade Cummings, and Thomas Rosenmuller are on hole 1 at 5:20, while Brian Campbell, Taylor Dixon, and Jeremy Paul are on hole 10. Hole 1, Alejandro Tosti, Braden Thornberry, and Mason Anderson tee it up at 5:30, while Lanto Griffin, Rikuya Hoshino, and Jackson Suber tee off on hole 10. And the final tee time of the day at 5:40 p.m. Central Time Zone. On hole 1 is Ryan Gerard, Danny Welker, and Kelly Welsh, while on hole 10 it's Chris Ventura, Paul Peterson, and Ben Polland. That is going to be the tee times for round number 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard for the Sony Open heading into round number 2. Last place, we've got Kelly Welsh shooting a 11 over par round. Mayo Matsuyama shoots a 7 over par round. He is tied with Peter Malnati. Tim Wilding, Harry Higgs are at 4 over, while Ricky Castillo, Yuta Sugiura, Aldrich Pottinger, Michael Kim, K.H. Lee, Alejandro Tosti, Lane Toad Griffin, Quade Cummings, Samus Power, Mackenzie Hughes. They are at 3 over. At 2 over is Stephen Fisk, Isaiah Salenda, Kevin Velo, Keita Onishi, Corey Connors, Chandler Phillips, Bianhan and Taylor Moore. They are at 2 over. At 1 over is John Pack, Trevor Cohn, Joe Highsmith, Billy Horschel, Ben Polland, Chris Ventura, Mason Anderson, Charlie Hoffman, Nick Hardy, Vincent Norman, Siwoo Kim, Chris Gotterup, Chris Kirk, Luke List. They are at 1 over. At even par is William Moe, Frankie Capon III, Takumi Kanaya, Chad Ramey, Adam Svensson, Kurt Kitayama, Davis Thompson, Eric Baddeley, Brendan Todd, Will Gordon, Joel Damon, C.T. Pan, Braden Thornberry, Rikuya Hoshino, Matt McGreevy, Jeremy Paul, Camilo Villegas, Keith Mitchell, and David Stins. They're all at even par. Kinsey Harada, Noah Goodwin, R.J. Manty, Luke Clanton, Taylor Montgomery, Ryan Palmer, Ben Silverman, Patton Kazire, Matt McCarty, Maverick McNeely, Vince Whaley, Danny Walker, Taylor Dixon, Rayo Hutsasuni, Daniel Berger, Eric Van Ruin, Taylor Pendrith, Keegan Bradley, Kevin Streelman, Sam Stevens, Carson Young, Harris English, Rico Hoey, Gavin Cohen, Cristobal Del Solar, Matty Schmid, Rico Hoey is the limit for 1 under. Gavin Cohen, Cristobal Del Solar, Matty Schmid, Lee Hodges, Emiliano Grillo, Gary Woodland, Justin Lauer, David Lipsky, Ryan Gerard, Thomas Rosenmuller, Alex Smalley, Bud Cauley, Stephen Yeager, Tom Kim, Brant Snedeker, Robert McIntyre, Nick Dunlap, Austin Eckroat, Mark Hubbard, Patrick Rogers, Doug Gim are all at 2 under, while Tyler Laurie, the Amateur, Kevin Roy, Jesper Svensson, Matt Kuchar, Cam Davis, Seiya Figala, Hideki Matsuyama, Lucas Glover, Rafael Campos, Grayson Sig, Ben Martin, Matt Meisner, Nate Lashley, Brian Campbell, Jacob Bridgman, JT Poston, Thomas Dietrich, Andrew Novak are all at 3 under par. Bryce Garnett, Zach Johnson, Sepp Straka, Nick Taylor, Russell Henley, Sean Kim, Jackson Suber, J.J. Spahn, Nico Echeverria, Brian Harmon, Webb Simpson, James Hahn, Andrew Putnam. They are at 4 under par. Ben Cole, Sam Ryder, Patrick Fishburne, Ben Griffin, Adam Hadwin, Henrik Norlander. They are at 6 under par. Now tied for the lead heading into round number 2 is Tom Hoge, Paul Peterson, Denny McCarthy, Eric Cole, Adam Schenk, and Harry Hall. They are at 6 under par heading into round 2 with the lead after round number 1. They shot a opening 64 to start out round number 1. Alright, that is going to be the leaderboard for the Sony Open after I did the tee times for round 2. You can watch on ESPN Plus on tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Central Time, on NBC Golf at 6 p.m. Central, and listen on SiriusXM Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Thank you for watching, and this is round 2 of the Sony Open. Please like and subscribe, and peace.